Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we are going to cover how to say how is X, and to do that we are going to use the expression X wa do desu ka or X wa ikaga desu ka. So like with many other grammar constructs, we have these two expressions that mean the same thing. We have do and we have ikaga. And you might have picked onto this already just from our previous lessons, but the distinction here is that one is more formal and one is more casual. And in this case, do desu ka is the more casual form and ikaga desu ka is the more formal form. So do desu ka and ikaga desu ka are used to inquire about someone's opinion about something, basically. Translated into English, it is quite literally just saying, how is this? How is my hair? How is my clothes? How is your son doing? And yeah, we have that really relatable definition, so let's just move on to the examples to get a feel of how it works. For our first example sentence, we have Benkyou wa ikaga desu ka? And this is basically just asking, how are your studies going? Basically, how are your studies going? If we break down the sentence bit by bit, we start off with Benkyou, which means studies. We have wa, which is the topic marker. We have ikaga, which is how. And we have desuka to end the sentence and to add the interrogative particle ka to make it into a question. So altogether, Benkyou wa ikaga desu ka is how are your studies? Of course, the possessive your in here is implied. Japanese language does that a lot where everything is kind of implicit, so you just pick on from context that we're talking about the addressee's studies and not just study in general. Why would you ask somebody, how is the world's studies? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So there you go. For our next example, we have the sentence Kinou no shiken wa doudeshitaka. So in this sentence, we're asking a similar thing. We're asking about yesterday's test. How was yesterday's test? And of course, the implicit meaning behind this is, of course, is that I'm asking how you think you did on the test in particular. I'm just not asking you to describe the test's personal features or something like that. It's relative to you, the addressee. So let's break the sentence down bit by bit. We have Kinou no shiken, which is yesterday's test. We have the particle no there to denote the possessive. You could literally translate this into test of yesterday, but that sounds weird, of course. So yesterday's test. We have wa, which is the topic marker marking the test as the topic of the sentence. And we have doudeshitaka, and that is do desu ka, but in the past tense instead. So doudeshita. Then we add the particle ka at the end to change it, not change it, but to make it into a question. So all together again, Kinou no shiken wa doudeshitaka, and that is how was yesterday's test. And yeah, isn't that just really simple? So do and ikaga are both how, and do is the more casual, ikaga is the more formal. It's the one that you'll usually hear when you're in Japan at like a cafe or a restaurant and the waitress or waiter is talking to you and they're asking how about some tea or something like that. They'll use ikaga desu ka. And yeah, so that's all we have for this video. It's a really simple lesson, and tune in next time.